Este es un espacio patrocinado por The Ambao, la mejor oferta en nuestra ciudad en Denver, Colorado.
Okay. Hello, baseball lovers. Today we have an interview with Peter LAMBERT, pitcher of Colorado Rockies. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
So we're gonna start about this season. How do you feel in this season?
Yeah, I feel great. Started in Albuquerque and then came up here in about beginning of May, and since then I felt great.
So what about, you're pitching in Albuquerque, so it's altitude. So some players say that, it's like a practice, for the altitude, for being here in the altitude of Coors Field. What do you think?
I agree with them. Yeah, it's I'm pretty sure it's very close to the same elevation as here. So yeah, I mean, you gotta pitch at elevation to become comfortable here, and I think it's a great stepping stone for Colorado Rockies players.
Yeah. So for being here, so every player did a lot sacrifice, So we're gonna know a little bit about your career. So when you start to play baseball?
I started playing baseball at a young age, probably about 5 years old. Fell in love with the sport right away. Played through, obviously, middle school, elementary school, middle school, high school, and then got drafted out of high school and came to the Colorado Rockies. And since then, since 2015, I've been here, and I've loved every second of it.
So you only practice baseball, or do you practice another sports?
I didn't really play any other sports. I played soccer as a young kid a couple years. Played a year of football, but for the majority of time, it's been baseball.
So, and why you decide about baseball?
I don't know. I mean, it was the first sport I started playing as a young kid. I fell in love with it, and I was the best at baseball out of all the sports I played, so that may have something to do with it.
And what about when you start to play, with a team, with the organization, with the manager, when you were a kid, So how was?
How was playing with young?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, coming out, going out, A lot of my teammates were also my friends. Most of us went to the same schools, so it was a lot of fun.
When happened when you discovered that you had talent for being professional? How was that process?
It was kind of a crazy process. I always had the dream of playing professionally. But didn't really know it was going to be attainable until maybe my senior year in high school. So I think that made me fall in love with the sport even more.
How was the process for when you become a pitcher, or always you were a pitcher?
I pitched at a young age, and I was always a pitcher, but my first couple years, my freshman and sophomore year in high school, I didn't really pitch, and then picked it back up my junior year, and realized I was pretty good at it and fell in love with it.
On what position did you play before to be pitcher?
I played kind of everywhere, third, short, second, some outfield. I played everywhere.
Okay. So please, can you show us, please, your arsenal, your different pitches? Yeah. For example, how you start to discover the pitches?
Well, from the beginning, I've always thrown, four-seam fastball, which is just classic. Classic four-seam grip. Always throwing a changeup, four-seam changeup as well. Curveball, I throw a knuckle curve. Pretty common pitch as well, and then I also throw a slider. So all common pitches, and I've always thrown them.
Also, so probably one special day in your career was the draft. What do you remember about that day?
Yeah, it was kind of a crazy day, just waking up on draft day, and then, that day kind of took forever, it felt like, because I was just waiting for the draft to start. And yeah, it was definitely a special day.
What about your debut in MLB?
My debut, that was also a great day. I was at Chicago at Wrigley Field against the Cubs. Had my whole family out there, which is great. Got to enjoy that day with them. And yeah, it went by really fast, that's for sure.
Yeah. What about your first strike? Do you remember? Strike out.
Yeah. It was that day. It was in my debut.
Against who?
Who was my first strikeout? Jose Quintana, the Cubs starting pitcher.
Okay. So Now we want to know a little bit about your hobbies. So what do you like to do when you are not playing baseball?
I grew up in California, so going to the beach was always a fun time. I've been playing a lot of golf lately, and that's probably my favorite hobby.
Yeah. And your favorite food?
Favorite food? Steak, for sure.
Yeah. And if you have the opportunity for create your own pizza, what do you add?
Create my own pizza?
Yeah. You don't like pizza?
No, I like pizza. Maybe just a classic pepperoni.
Okay. So what about your favorite number and why?
I don't really have a favorite number, to be honest.
And your favorite color?
Favorite color? Same. Don't really have one.
So what about, are you a superstitious player? Do you have any superstitions?
No superstitions.
Nothing?
No.
So how do you you take care of your mind? Sometimes the professional player, any professional player have not good days. So how do you recover your mind for the next day, start of the beginning?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it can be tough, but I don't know. I feel like you just got to get away from baseball. So, I feel like you can dwell on it while you're at the field, and then when you leave for the day, it's over with. You're on to the next day.
Okay. And what about you are a pitcher, so the MLB players play 162 games per season. So you have to take care of your body. So how is your process? What recommendation do you have for another players?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely probably the toughest part. Because that's the most important part of the game is being healthy, being available. So, what you eat's important. Getting your rest. Making sure you're feeling good. You're in the training room if you need to be in the training room. Getting work done if you need it. And but I'd say the two most important things are your diet and your recovery, your sleep.
Yeah. And so we are almost in the end. Thank you so much for your time. So just a couple questions. So you are from California, so the weather there is different. So probably you play in the north, with cold. So how is the process? When you play with cold or maybe snow.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it can be tough. Sometimes the cold's not fun to play in. But there's nothing you can do about it. You just got to go out there. You got to find ways to stay warm, whether it's wearing long sleeves or in between innings, getting in a big jacket. But I think the most important part is in those types of games, just staying warm.
Yeah. So my last question, is please can you tell a message for every kid that they dream that be like you, like a MLB player?
Yeah, I mean, every player in the MLB was once a young kid with that same dream. So if you put your head down and work at it, you too can make that dream come true.
Yeah. So baseball lovers. So we had Peter Lambert. Thank you so much for your time and blessing your career.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Este es un espacio patrocinado por LAMBERT, la mejor oferta en nuestra ciudad, en Denver, Colorado.
Soy el periodista Abel Flores, acreditado para cubrir el béisbol de Grandes Ligas desde Colorado para el mundo, y te invito a seguirme en mi cuenta Amantes del Béisbol 2021, donde encontrarás contenido exclusivo, entrevistas, informes, reportajes, comentarios exclusivos de nuestros peloteros Grandes Ligas de Venezuela, República Dominicana, México, Puerto Rico, Panamá. Un contenido exclusivo que no encontrarás en ninguna otra plataforma, ni en televisión, ni en radio, ni en prensa. No esperes el noticiero de la noche, no tienes que leer la noticia del día de ayer. En esta plataforma multimedia te brindamos toda la información. Amantes del Béisbol 2021.
For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.